Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ace Plaisance. I am 30 years old. I have known that I needed to fix my jaw pretty much my whole life. I don't know if you can tell by the way I talk or anything like that, but I've got some abnormalities in my jaw. So here's the deal. I'm making these videos leading up to and after my jaw surgery because I don't see a lot of stuff out there really documenting this, especially when it comes to guys. I think we have a lot of pride. We don't want to admit that there's something wrong with our faces or whatever. So I want to be able to give this to other people that are, researching and going through the same thing, have questions and all that. Because I feel like it's important to kind of be ready to see what you're walking into. So let me start off. I got some notes here. Why am I having jaw surgery? Well, I've known since I was super young that my jaw didn't grow in right, and my bite has always been off. So right now, only my back teeth touch right on this side. This is all a gap. Like all the way, that's a pretty face, all the way to the back. It's pretty intense, so it causes a lot of problems, right? So you can see, like that's a pretty big gap. So it causes problems when you try to chew, when you try to eat things. You have to take really big bites because you can't just like bite through your food. So why am I having jaw surgery? One, to correct my bite, because I want to be not self-conscious when I smile. I want to smile with my teeth. But it's not only a cosmetic thing, it's more of a medical necessity because I'm not able to chew properly, not able to bite my food properly. So I have a lot of problems with acid reflux because my food is like, my bites are way too big. So I'm not able to like chew my food down enough before I swallow it. Which causes a lot of problems with like your digestion and all that kind of stuff. Also, I have sleep apnea, and the jaw surgery is actually going to help with that as well because the position of my jaw and the way my airway is going to change in surgery also. So, what type of jaw surgery am I having? I got some notes here. I'm having orthognathic double jaw surgery. Now, once we go to the pre-op appointment, I'll be able to tell you guys a lot more in depth as far as like what exactly is going to happen to my face. But right now I know that we're going to do some work on my lower jaw and all of this up here. It's going to be pretty intense. The guy that's doing it is named Terry Taylor. He's kind of a badass when it comes to this kind of stuff. So he, at least here in Houston, Texas, like we have one of the best medical centers in the world. He's like the guy. Like people fly in and like listen to him talk about this. He does reconstructive jaw surgery for Texas Children's Hospital, for Methodist Hospital. He has residents that train under him from University of Texas. He writes textbook chapters on this kind of stuff. Like when it comes to maxillofacial surgery, reconstructive surgery, this is the guy. I was really lucky and just happened to call his office by chance. I didn't know his credentials or anything. I just needed to find a oral surgeon that took my insurance, and he had an opening. So here we are. So my surgery is going to be in an outpatient center, a Methodist hospital in the med center, which is a really good thing. And I'm going to be answering some questions. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. But I'm going to be answering a lot of questions, things that I wanted to know when I was researching all of this, like how much could all of this cost? I'm really fortunate that I took a job knowing that the benefits were like crazy, crazy good. And I've kept that job knowing that I needed to have this surgery. And so that's been a huge blessing along the way. But I know that the cost of this, like out of pocket, is crazy expensive. So I'm going to be answering questions like that in other videos, but right now I just want to kind of do an introduction here. So my journey leading up to this surgery has kind of been pretty intense. From like 2013 to 2016, I only focused on getting all of my teeth super healthy. When I was a kid, we didn't have a lot of money, so having like really bad chronic acid reflux, since I was a little kid, it caused like a lot of problems with my back teeth, like my molars, like had like holes and stuff in them. So had to get a lot of fillings. I have like 3 root canals, 3 crowns, you know, a lot of cleaning, a lot of all that kind of stuff just to get them super healthy. After that, I think 2016, I think like January 2016, I had my wisdom teeth removed because that was kind of the next step. And then braces have been, I've had braces since January 2017 until now. And I'll have braces until maybe like 6 months after the surgery or so. So I can show you what I look like now. I don't have a lot of pictures of me before braces when my teeth were all crazy and everything else. I'm gonna get them from my orthodontist and I'll post them in a different video, kind of like before and after, maybe like after the surgery. But honestly, like if you're dealing with anything either mild or worse than what I have going on, then you know that like your confidence is kind of weird. You don't smile with your teeth very much. You're not really proud of what you got going on because because it's different, right? So I don't have a lot of pictures of me smiling with my teeth except like the occasional like candid picture where I'm like, ah man, I look I look like a hillbilly. My teeth are all jacked up. But I'll show you what I look like now so we have a good baseline of this. So this is me. You can kind of tell my jaw's a little bit crooked, but most people, for my case, like I'm not anywhere near as bad as some of the stuff that I've seen like on Google and other people doing this surgery. Like there's some crazy looking jaws out there, y'all. But this is mine. You can see when I smile, obvious gap going on. You can look close. Try and hook us in. And you can see that the gap between my top teeth, my top 2 middle teeth, and the gap between my middle like bottom teeth, it's like 1 tooth over. So my jaw is like shifted over some. I'll turn this side. So you can kind of see what I got. So that's where I'm at. So what is leading up to this? Let's see. So I got braces, did all that. Basically the way it went is I had to go get braces. The original plan was I'd be in braces for 1 year, maybe 18 months before having surgery. But, you know, I was, I guess, 28 when I got my braces. I mean, once you're an adult, your teeth move a lot slower, especially when they don't touch, because what helps your teeth move is when they clank up against each other. It helps loosen them up and helps them move. But mine don't do that, so my teeth move super slow. I have a really good orthodontist here in Cypress, Texas. His name's Benjamin Creed. Super good dude. Really been happy. My dentist is awesome. Has really taken care of me from like the beginning. The first time I walked in his office, he saw my x-rays, saw my mouth, and he was like, no, we're gonna fix this. Like we're gonna get you taken care of. And his name's Dr. Sandrani. He's in Cyprus also. Like amazing people. Like been super blessed to have a really good care team. And that's really made a big difference in making you feel comfortable, because you're really self-conscious when you walk in. Like your teeth are not healthy. They're all crooked, sideways. Like these teeth, these little guys, those used to be completely sideways. They grew in just like sideways. Weirdest thing in the world, but that's what I got. And they're not wide enough. So I'll get in more like the overall plan probably after my pre-op appointment, but basically my teeth on either side of my main middle teeth on the front, they're only like 60% the width that they're supposed to be. So what that means is I'm always going to have a gap over here. Part of that gap is because we need it to do the surgery, because they like to make some cuts in there. So the orthodontist made sure there was a big, like nice big gap. But besides that, it's because my teeth aren't wide enough there. Just the way it was done, just the way I was made. So after I get my braces off, I'll wind up with 4 veneers across the top. So I'll have like 4 super nice chiclet teeth right there in the front, which, hey, just part of the game. So I'm cool with it. Looking at my notes here. So I went through braces, got everything nice and lined up. That was a huge process. I'll have a whole video about braces as an adult, because I was super nervous about doing that, just because I'm an adult, I'm a guy. I didn't want to be like the brace face guy, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. It hasn't really been that bad for me. So got all through the braces. My orthodontist said, hey, you need to have a consult with an oral surgeon. So found my oral surgeon, went and had a consult, take impressions of your teeth, see how everything goes. I got cleared for surgery and got cleared for surgery, went and had my consult. They took impressions of my teeth, and then they came back and actually said like, hey, I didn't have brackets on my very back teeth, because normally that's something you do later on, but they were really flared out. You can't see my hands, but they were flared out like this. And so when they did the mock surgery with the molds of my teeth, I was gonna have a crossbite in the back. And so they talked to the orthodontist, because they're kind of like quarterbacking this whole thing at this point. And they talked to the orthodontist and said, hey, we can get him like 97%, but when it's all said and done, his bite's gonna be weird. And so they called me, and we decided we're not gonna do the surgery until those teeth had been pulled into alignment, because in my mind, I've waited 30 years to do this. I've gone through all of this stuff. I paid so much money to get my teeth where they are and to get my teeth where they're going. I'm not doing all that for 97%. It's just that if we're gonna do it, we're going 100. Like that's the only way to do it at this point. So we decided, hey, let's take a couple more months, few more months. Like what's a few more months after years and years of preparation, you know? Get these teeth lined up where they're supposed to be, and then we know everybody is gonna have the best outcome possible. Everybody is really comfortable with the outcome. So that's where we are now. I got cleared for surgery again, went back to the surgeon. They took new impressions of my teeth, new x-rays, looked at everything. They did a mock-up surgery, sent that to the orthodontist. Everybody said we're good to go. And then it was like lightning speed of like cool, like we're ready. Here's the dates. Let's go. So that's where we are today. This week we just found out all my dates. So I went today. So this is where we are. This is where we're headed. I went today to my primary care doctor because they had to like give their blessing, and basically I had like a physical, some blood work. They ran a 12 lead EKG, checked all my vital signs, all that good stuff, basically to say like, yeah, he's healthy. We say that when you put him under anesthesia, he will survive. That's basically what that is. So the surgeon gave me some paperwork. I gave it to the doctor. They filled it out, and they'll fax over the blood work to the surgeon to basically say, hey, he's good to go. Tonight, I've got to do something that I haven't done in like 3 or 4 years, and I have to like clean shave because tomorrow I have to go do my workup for at the surgeon's office. So that's going to involve more impressions, more molds in my teeth, this thing called a cone beam CT scan, which if you Google that is amazing, because it's like a 3D X-ray. Like they can see your, so they can see like your skin, your muscles, your vessels, your nerves, your bones, inside your bones. Like it's crazy. And so basically what it does, it creates this like full 3D picture of your skull, and they can break that down however way they need to break it down to make sure that everything's going to line up right. And what they do, what Dr. Taylor's office does, is they take the molds of your teeth, all that stuff, they send it off and to a company that basically gives them the ability to do like a full 3D digital surgery of your head. So they're doing mock surgeries multiple times. One just on like the molds of your teeth. They cut all that up, they get it where they want it, and then they do it on a computer, like 3D digital, take your chin, put it on top of your head, whatever. Like they can do anything. And once they get that how they like it, then they print out 3D printed surgery guides. So that way on the day of the surgery, everything lines up using those guides. Everything lines up where it lined up on the computer when they did the digital surgery, which I think is crazy, like amazing. And the whole reason they do that is, one, they want to make sure they get it right. I mean, that's a given. But two, they also want to make sure that you're not in surgery forever. I would hate for them to get into surgery and be like, all right, what are we doing here? Like what do we have here? Like that sounds horrible. You'd be under for like hours and hours and hours. My surgery is only supposed to take like 3.5 hours, which is pretty amazing. So tomorrow I do the workup where they do that crazy cone beam CT scan. We'll do a bunch more impressions, probably another panoramic X-ray, and probably a bunch of pictures and all that kind of stuff, so they can get all the geometry, all the lines of your jaw and all that. So I guess I have to be clean shaven so that they can, know where the lines in your face and all that are. So far I am probably, that's probably the toughest part, is me having to clean shave, because I hadn't done that in forever. So after that, I've got a pre-op appointment on March 21st. My wife's gonna go with me to that appointment because they have to like go over the entire treatment plan, like the whole surgery plan. Everybody, feels good about it. We all approve that. And then they go over like all the post-op care. And then she needs to know like, hey, this is where we're gonna do the surgery. This is, all that good stuff. So they're gonna show us what I'm guessing it'll be like a 3D mock-up of what it's all going to look like when it's all said and done, and then explain what exactly they're going to do. Like, we're going to break your jaw, we're going to cut it down the middle, we're going to put your ear on the back of your knee, whatever it is. They're going to explain all that. And then April 3rd, I've got to be down at the outpatient and Methodist center. 6 a.m. Surgery's at 8. Surgery will last a few hours, and then I'll most likely stay like 1 to 2 nights in the outpatient center. And they said, you maybe could get admitted depending on what the outcome is and all that kind of stuff. We're hoping not, though, because I don't want to be admitted in the hospital. That's an extra bill to pay. And then recovery afterwards is pretty intense. And I might do a whole video just on the recovery, because we're working on a game plan of like figuring out what I'm going to be, what my diet's going to consist of, because for a whole month afterwards, it's liquid only. Like, no joke. They aren't wiring my jaw shut. I'm only taking 3 weeks off of work, but they said, like, we're not going to wire your jaw shut, but you have to do what we say. And what they say is you have to follow the diet plan to the T. Because if you don't, if you go try to eat a piece of pizza on day 5, well, your bones are being held together by little titanium plates and screws. It's all loose. It's all loosey-goosey in there. So if you go trying to eat something crazy, you're going to mess it all up. So they want to make sure that you're following this plan. And this plan is like 5-6 months long. Like, month 1, all liquids. Month 2, you can like gum something that's like mashed potato consistency. After that, it's like overcooked pasta. After that, it's like really, really tender chicken. And you slowly work your way up. And like by month 6, you can do everything except like chew ice and like eat a raw carrot, which I don't do either of those anyway. So not too worried about it. But it's going to be a huge test. I think that's going to be the hardest part of the whole thing. Surgery is not going to be hard because I won't be awake for it. But everything else afterwards is going to be a little tough. I'm a big dude. I like to eat. I've always liked to eat. So not being able to eat is going to be a thing. But it's all part of the journey. So we're going to figure it out. So I'm going to do a video after the workup tomorrow. I'll do a video after the pre-op appointment. And then from there, I'd like to do kind of a day after I get home, week after, and really try to show what it's like. I found like 1 or 2 videos online that really did a great job at like documenting the recovery process, and that's kind of the thing that's most scary for people, I think. So I want to make sure that I'm able to do that for whoever needs it. Yeah. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments. I'm going to be putting up some videos about like what it's like to have braces. If you guys have questions about like how much things cost and stuff like that, I can try and get that information from my surgeon. I know that my insurance was surprisingly good. I knew it was good. I didn't know it was that good. Even the lady that I talked to when I called the insurance was surprised at how good it was. Like, it's a huge load off my back, and I know that a lot of people don't have that same like luxury. It comes at a cost. I work for our like local county. The trade is you get really good benefits, but like you're not making a whole bunch of money on your paycheck. I knew that going into it, but I knew that like the benefit outweighed the risk. So we made a very deliberate decision to take this job because we knew the insurance, like you can't find insurance this good anywhere else. But I will do a video for any questions that you guys have. And if you'd like to reach out to me, you can find me on Instagram at Ace Plaisance. I'll put a thing somewhere for that. And hit me up. You can DM me, ask me any questions that you have, and I will answer them. So I will talk to you tomorrow.